to a new channel, Key Theology. It's really the same channel, Spartan Theology, but I'm just kind of taking things in a new direction, and especially since it's been so long, it's been, geez Louise, over a year, I think, since I've done a video on this channel. So, to bring it back, as I knock over my mic, I kind of wanted to change things up, change up the name, kind of rethink how I was going about things, and yeah, just kind of bringing things back. We'll see where it goes. The plan for this stream is just kind of a chill little channel update stream. I haven't done a stream in so long. I'm really kind of testing out, making sure everything works, making sure, seeing how it goes. I feel like it's been a long time and I'm super rusty, so it was like weird to get everything set back up again. We'll see if anybody hops in the chat, but I mean, like I said, it's been so long since I've done a stream. I'm not too sure how many people are going to be in here or anything like that. But yeah, so like I said, this is just kind of an update on where I'm at, what I'm thinking of doing, why I'm coming back to YouTube, what are my goals here and whatnot. Yeah, I'm kind of messing with some of the settings in OBS and I've got a new logo, but that's going to change. I have some ideas, but I got it rough. Tell me what you think. The new name of the channel, Key Theology. I kind of like it. Really bad, and I struggle really, really hard at coming up with names. So it was kind of something that took a really long time to come up with something that I was happy with. And I think Key Theology is pretty cool. I mean, my main thought process, I'll get into this in a minute, but just a more chill kind of talking about theologies, just still going to talk about some of the scholarship and some kind of more complicated topics in regards to theology, but I want to take it, just make it pretty chill. I know me and John, when we were doing Apocalypse Here podcast, we had the most fun when we did some of the chill. James, thank you, says sounds good. Shamim, I'm not sure who you are, so cool. Glad to see somebody new in here. And maybe I know who you are, maybe you've changed your name since we've interacted, but thank you for joining and thank you for letting me know it sounds good. I think my mic sounds okay too. I don't know. I thought it sounded better before. I'll be working on upgrading everything. I got my green screen set up in the back. My lighting's not perfect, so yeah. I'm just kind of hopping on here. Main reason I want to hop on here is because I've been trying to do a stream for a while and I just keep putting it off. So I'm like, let me just start the stream, talk about what I want to do with the channel. Maybe some people pop in, ask some questions in the chat, or just little things here or there. But nothing long, nothing big today. I'm going to try and be one thing, to start out kind of talking about the direction of, never seen the channel name before, didn't know it was you till I clicked. Oh yeah, mine didn't, yeah. Yeah, I know. That's the only one weird thing about changing the name of stuff. Like if I'm in chats or stuff, it's like people obviously don't know who I am. I mean, that's when the name changes. That's obviously the point. But yeah, it's more just because the biggest reason I wanted to change the name, we can talk about that first, is that Spartan was just something I came up with when I first started. I mean, I grew up in a town called Spartanburg, and I just thought the name sounded cool, Spartan Theology. But then as I started doing it, I realized that is a very aggressive and a debate bro type name when people see it, or fundamental, or maybe they think I'm some kind of scholastic Thomist type, one of those people, and I am not at all like that. So, but I just kind of thought to me it sounded cool, like Spartan Theology, or just Spartanburg, just a place or whatever. But I don't think it really represented the goal of the channel very well, so I definitely wanted to change that. And I think Key Theology is a lot more of my vibe. I just kind of want to talk about stuff. I want to have a lot of conversations, and to kind of talk about the direction of the channel I want to go is I want to make it more about conversations. If you saw my debate with David Palman that I did, now it's been a few months, 3-4 months. I did it on Exploring Reality, Than's channel. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I had fun doing it. But afterwards, I got a lot of good feedback and constructive feedback, and some people were a little disappointed in that it wasn't a very, like, it wasn't really a debate in the end if you watch it. Like, it was a debate. We both came from two different perspectives. But, oh, this one guy. Okay, nice. So, yeah, everybody see the same thing. Everybody changes their name. You don't know who they are. Sorry, I'm ADHD. I'm reading the chat and talking. But if you saw my debate with David Paulman, it ended up being more of a conversation where I think we did some really good things. We really fleshed out, like, where we disagree. We didn't really argue our point. I think I could have argued my point a lot better, and he probably could have done the same thing. And me specifically, I didn't really, like, argue against his point and put my point and show exactly why he was wrong and I was right. We more just cashed out where the disagreement was. And to me, afterwards, I was really happy. I was like, I think that is honestly more productive than a debate, because a debate where you're really, like, trying to see who can win, it just comes down to, like, because we're not, professional theologians. We haven't done enough reading either one. And he's probably done more reading than me. But it really comes down to who's better at arguments, or, who's better at rhetoric, things like that. When what I think we did really helps people see this is where the disagreement lies. This is his point. This is my point. This is exactly where we're different. The debate was on PSA, penal substitution of atonement. And like I said, it's on Exploring Reality. I'll put a link to that because it's got a decent amount of views. But I mean, shoot, go check it out. Than's a good guy. Give his channel some views and check out my debate and let me know what you think. I had a lot of fun. But I want to do more conversations like that, and even maybe more chill or more structured a little bit. Maybe some debates here or there, we'll see. But I think it'd be cool to kind of get somebody on that knows a topic or is pretty familiar with a topic, and I come with my side and they come with their side, and we just cash it out and have a conversation about it. And I think that's better for YouTube. It's more enjoyable to watch. I mean, it's more fun. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't think debate really is important as much as helping people see where the disagreement is and kind of what the two sides really are and what the two sides say on some points. So, yeah, so if you check out that debate and you like the way that kind of the style of that went, that's my goal for this channel. Do more stuff like that. Yeah, I'm going to do a lot of, like, maybe, I think the easiest way to kind of start out with to stay consistent, and that's another thing. I want to be consistent on this channel going forward. I want to at least do one video a week, maybe two, and that's going to mean probably doing some, like, response videos, but I don't want to do, like, your typical, like, response video, like, pull somebody up and they're wrong because of this and this and this, but more like the style I've been doing with response videos, I think, is where I just kind of use these different videos as jumping off points for conversations. So if I don't have anything lined up to talk to somebody, I can pull up a video and just kind of use that as a conversation starter and go through. And people seem to like response videos. And I want to try and touch on some more, like, popular level topics. I think when I was doing it before with me and John, we had some really great conversations on the podcast, but some of the videos and stuff, I tried to be a bit more academic and whatnot than, and I'm just being honest with myself, I don't enjoy, like, those type of videos are hard to watch on YouTube. Not always trying to watch a super complicated, structured, this academic style video, when most people put YouTube on in the background while they're doing something. At least that's what I do. And I just want to give some content where we talk about some theology topics, just topics in regards to Christianity in general, and, like, maybe Christianity and, like, more popular culture stuff, and yeah, just kind of talk about it and see where it goes. And yeah, so I'm kind of excited. I think I have a lot of plans. I have some stuff that I want to do, and I'm excited to just kind of jump back into it. Another thing I want to do that I think bringing the channel back will help me with is my own reading, like my personal studies and reading. I struggle sometimes when there's not structure, and I think having the YouTube channel can give me some different topics to research and learn about, like I was doing, and it helps to kind of share them on like a podcast or one. I know I'll probably get, now that I'm starting back, I'm sure I can convince John to come back on some of these podcasts with me. And I know he's doing a stream actually tomorrow on hopeful theism. I want to say potential theism, but he's hopeful theism now. And he's going to be talking about his book again, because last time stream didn't go so great, so we wanted to kind of redo it. So check that out. Hopeful Theism tomorrow afternoon. I think it's at it's 1 p.m. Central, I think, or something like that. So tomorrow afternoon. And yeah, go over to Hopeful Theism if you don't follow him. He's been doing it for a little over a year now. But I know how YouTube goes, and it's pretty difficult to grow, and he's doing some great stuff and getting some good views. And so if you follow me and you don't know about Hopeful Theism, check his channel out. He's interviewed a ton of great people. He actually really had a great conversation with, I have no clue how to say her last name, Lindsay Medenvalt or something. She's a Christian apologist. She wrote a book, Bridge Building Apologetics, and they had a pretty cool conversation that was pretty interesting, because he's definitely not a fan of apologetics like I'm definitely not. And but they had a really great conversation. That was cool. And yeah, I know I'll be talking about, I want to have some conversations with some cool people. I'm going to be selective about who I have conversations with, but I'm not going to shy away from people that I disagree with, if that makes sense. I don't want to have trolls or anything on. I'm not going to entertain just anybody, because those conversations get aggravating and old pretty quick. But I'm not going to shy away from people I disagree with. So yeah, I want to talk about some of the different arguments and stuff that people do, like historical arguments for the resurrection and stuff. I think it'll help to show that even me, from a Christian perspective, I don't really think any of those arguments really work, and I think it'd be interesting to kind of cash out why I don't think they work and talk about those things with someone who maybe does like to use those type of arguments, but then also talk about all kinds of progressive Christianity topics. I'm not really that's going to be a little bit of a weird one, because I don't really consider myself a progressive Christian, but I'm progressive politically and I'm a Christian, so I guess that means I'm a progressive Christian. But theologically, I don't really I line up more with someone like Tim with the New Evangelicals, the way he kind of goes about theology. He's still very Christian. I still consider myself very Christian, but I definitely LGBTQ affirming and a universalist and things like that. So a lot of people would label me as a progressive Christian. One reason I want to talk about progressive Christianity topics is because I think a lot of the arguments that people bring up against progressive Christianity are just terrible. And you've seen before, I've obviously responded to people like Mike Winger and Alicia Childers and the like, and that's still, I've been watching some of those videos recently, looking for stuff to respond to, and they're still kind of chugging along, calling all progressive Christians postmodernists that don't care about objective truth and whatnot, which just seems like some weird stuff to say, but they do it anyway, and they've been doing it for years, and they're probably not going to stop. But maybe I can show people that watch their stuff, maybe some people that watch their stuff will somehow find my little channel and realize there's a better way to think about this, and all the people that disagree with Alicia Childers don't think that objective truth doesn't exist or whatever, which I don't know. I've never met anybody that's a postmodernist in the way they describe postmodernists. I don't think. Yeah, we'll get into stuff like that, but I don't want to talk about that. Get into detail right here. But there's a lot I want to say, and I just want to get back on YouTube and get to say it. And I think there's a lot of people that'll be fun to have conversations with. And it'll give me a reason to jump on some other people's streams more and stuff, because I still keep in touch with a lot of people through YouTube. I just haven't been doing it. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'll probably try and do some interviews, but my time is a bit weird. I think late nights are the best time for me to do this, and obviously it's not really, I'm probably not going to interview some biblical scholar, say, hop on Tuesday at 9:45 p.m. and we'll start an interview. They're probably going to tell me to pound salt. So we'll see about interviews. I'll probably try and do some, but yeah, it'll probably be less interviews and more just kind of chill podcast type conversations. Metal Theologian, nice to see you. Been a while. Yeah, since I've been on, so it's been a while since I've seen you. I don't really see you in too many other live chats, but I'm not in a ton of live chats anymore. One of the big ones is Nathan's channel that I still keep up with. I know he's been back, Digital Gnosis, doing some stuff, and that kind of, seeing him come back too kind of inspired me. Like, hey, he's coming, doing some more stuff again, and I want to start. Yeah, I've been seeing a few people that really got me wanting to go. I know there's a Joel, what's his name? He's a new guy that I found recently. Joel Wentz, I want to say his name is. But he's got a YouTube channel, and I found him because he reviewed John DePue's book, Beyond Justification. And I've been watching a lot of his channel. And he seems really cool. Yeah, Joel Wentz. And, I can pull up. I'm doing this on the fly, people. Yeah, Joel Wentz, here's his channel. Like I said, he reviews a lot of books, and he reviewed John DePue's book. John and Douglas Campbell's book is out. I found his channel, and I know him and John have been talking a little bit, and I messaged him on Twitter, and he said he'd be interested in a conversation. He has some really great videos where he kind of talks about his journey out of evangelicalism. You can see this barely evangelical series he's doing, and his one on hell was really good. And where he talks about universalism a lot, and he actually says he's not a universalist at the end, which I think is pretty interesting because he offered a lot of he really seems to understand the arguments from like David Bentley Hart and some of these people. And he's not saying he's like very super against universalism or anything, but he's just not fully convinced. He kind of sounds like me a little bit about a couple years ago in regards to this topic, but not me in a lot of respects. He seems a lot more well-read than I am. But, yeah, I think it'd be interesting to talk about. He really went through John's book and had some really great, questions to ask John. So I think it'd be really cool to get us three on a conversation and to talk about the book and to talk about just some other topics like hell and whatever else he's going through. He did a review of Andrew Rillera's book, which is a really great new book that I need to talk about. I used a lot of this book in my debate with David Paulman. That's kind of where I got a lot of my arguments from to go against penal substitution. Shay Torres, what sorts of theological discussions are you hoping to have on this channel? I really want to just talk about topics that, maybe say I would have a conversation about universalism is a big one that I talk about a lot. I think it'd be cool to have some conversation about that, but also definitely biblical stuff like inerrancy and whatnot is a big topic that I like to talk about as far as inerrancy and stuff like that, because I don't hold to inerrancy at all. But I want to start maybe have some conversations with some Eastern Orthodox people, because it seems like it's a big growing movement online, but it's a really interesting movement because there's the Theo-bro Orthodox people, which we'll see how much of those type of conversations I could handle. But there's also the super chill Eastern Orthodox people that have really interesting theology and are really into the mystical aspects, like my buddy Travis, who since becoming an Eastern Orthodox has just been he's super into it and really interesting. I think it's made theological conversations with him way more interesting. But then there's other side of Eastern Orthodox online, I think it's like the big thing where it's just like fundamentalist, conservative, Protestant on crack, because they have like I don't know if they call it the magisterium of the Eastern Orthodox Church, but like they have the church to back them up too, so they're like way stronger. So that type of Eastern Orthodox is tough, but I want to have some of those conversations. I haven't like formally talked to a lot of people like that, but also just conservative apologists on maybe like topics like gospel reliability and gospel authorship and topics in Paul line studies. Paul is like one of my big things. It's like the main aspect of theology that I've done the most study on. So, stuff like that, if that makes sense. I know it's kind of scatterbrained, because like I said, I haven't done a stream in so long. I'm just kind of wanted to come on here and dump a little bit of my thoughts, but glad to see you, Shane Torres. I can't read either, so yeah, not much hope for that. No. But yeah, so probably not gonna stick around here too much longer if there's no questions or anything. I know I'm going for about 20 minutes. Yeah, I didn't want to like make this like an official stream or anything. I just kind of wanted to jump on, make sure everything worked was the big thing. Talk about what my hopes are for the channel. Show off the new name, Key Theology, and the new logo. Sounds great. I'm excited for it. I recently left inerrancy, struggling to find how to form solid theological convictions without it. No, that's any suggestions. Definitely. Check out Apocalypse Here first off. That, if you want to see my more recent stuff, I can pull up. So, that's actually me and John Depew's channel. And John Depew just wrote a book, Beyond Justification. That's a really great book to check out if you're interested in a book. But we were doing a podcast. Geez, kind of a mess. We got all kinds of stuff. Guys only podcasts. We're doing like, here's some of these, our podcasts. And we did one. Some of them are, I hate the way YouTube organize things with like live. This one right here though, Evangelical Objections to Universalism, What is the Bible? This was really good, and we just kind of spent a lot of time on what exactly is the Bible from our perspective. We were responding to universalism for a while, and then I think here we started having a chat about exactly, how we think about the Bible without inerrancy. And I say that too, there's also a video, boom, right here, Biblical Authority Without Inerrancy, 3-minute video. Oh, you can't see it.
Dinner tonight, make the reservation.
But John actually did a whole 3-minute video. And you can't hear it, I know, but I just wanted to pull it up. Biblical Authority Without Inerrancy. Check that out. Yeah. For sure. Key Theology. Mental theologian, you saying that. Someone else actually brought up the same thing. I'm not going to lie. I think it's kind of cool to call it Key Theology. Because... yeah, let's take that off screen. This is probably making people crazy. I didn't realize, like... the window showing like every tab I go to. Sweet, found my weekend plans. Yeah, like I said, Apocalypse Here is where me and John were doing content. If you're not familiar with me, which you're probably not, because I haven't seen you around, but I started out doing this channel. It was called Spartan Theology, and then met my buddy John, and he had Apocalypse Here, and we kind of moved all our stuff over to there, but we just both got busy with life stuff. He moved, I have kids now, and it got a little crazy, so we just kind of slowed down doing stuff, but I'm picking back up on this new channel, Key Theology. So yeah, I'll be over here. And like I said, look out. Starting next week. Next week I'll have an official, like, actual stream where I'll either be having a conversation or responding to something. And from there on out, I'm gonna try my best to do at least one video, but hopefully at least 2 videos a week and see where things go. Because I really want to. I really like YouTube. I watch probably way too much YouTube because I watch a ton while I'm at work. I kind of just put it in my ears and listen to podcasts and stuff. And I think I'm pretty good at having just chill conversations about these topics. So we'll see where that goes, kind of trying to keep that up. But before I just keep repeating myself, rambling on and on and on, I'll probably get off of here. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad there was a few people in the chat. Not many, but it is what it is. I haven't done a stream in over a year or forever. So, yeah, I'm excited. See where things go. And with that, this has been a low-key theology, not Spartan theology anymore. Low-key theology. I mean, I'll look out for more stuff to come. It should be soon. So, with that, peace out, people.